There we go.
Hey.
How's it going?
Going well, going well.
We're live. Let me wait for it to catch up so I can hear. All right, I think it sounds pretty good to be fine.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Well, I don't know if you don't know that it sounds pretty good.
I'm just positive reinforcement.
I'm gonna turn it up a little bit, and I'm gonna listen for a little bit longer while we start this off. So,
Sure.
What's going on? The AFKCast has been like 2 weeks.
It's been a while. Yeah, we've taken a bit of a hiatus, if you will, since we last recorded.
Sounds fine now. So.
Or we had our last session.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. Yeah. Oh, Josh is here. Hello,
Josh is here.
Josh.
I can get this chat bigger.
Yeah.
Pop out that chat. I don't want it that big.
Perfect.
I'll also go to the put on my phone if
Nice.
I need it.
Yeah, so it's been a while since we were here last doing this, but
Content issues. Alright, well, I think we're fine.
well, it's live.
Yeah.
I'm sure if there are any issues, Josh would tell us.
Yeah, I'll make sure. I don't know why I just opened Discord.
Yeah, well, you know.
Just want to make sure it's right. Keep talking.
Excuse me, sorry. But we got some things to talk about today, a lot of interesting things that have happened and are going on. So yeah, we're gonna just kinda, I guess, hop right into it when we're
You don't want to talk about what you've been doing?
oh sure. I mean, if
You
we
want
want
to talk about Sekiro?
if we want to start off, we can talk about Sekiro. So, From Software's new game, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, came out yesterday.
Yeah.
And I have been playing it. I played it pretty much like all day yesterday. I already have like almost 10 hours in game. I've just been, playing the hell out of it. It's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy it. It feels to me at least completely different than most From Software games, because as you know, I'm a big like Dark Souls fan, especially, and huge for Bloodborne, my favorite game.
It's sitting over there.
Yes, it is.
I haven't played it yet.
I know, you've told me.
I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna play Bloodborne, I promise.
Yeah, no, it's a really fun game.
I don't know when.
Maybe in 100 years. But yeah, so it is From Software's new game. I love it. It's great. It's a fantastic game. Like I was saying to you last night, it does feel completely different.
Yeah.
Just in the combat.
Mm-hmm.
And overall, it just feels different, because most of the time, it's like with Dark Souls, it's like you don't really have like almost really like a sense of like direction, if that makes sense. So it's like there's no like waypoint or anything telling you where to go and what to do. I mean, they don't have. Yeah, but I mean, they don't have that in Sekiro as well, but it just feels like at some points in time, it's like you kind of already know what you're doing, like where to go.
Mm-hmm.
And it does feel like really different overall, because in this game, as far as I've seen so far, they don't have, they have completely different things. So it's like in Dark Souls or like Bloodborne, if you wanted to be like a strength build, you could level up points for strength. If you wanted like dexterity, if you wanted faith, vitality, whatever, you could do that. In this game, they actually have different their skill trees that they use. So the one is the arm that he has. It's called a shinobi prosthetic.
That arm looks cool.
It is really
that
cool.
arm's like the only reason I want to play it.
Yeah, it is really cool. So it has a grappling hook feature, and there are a few different features it has on it. There's the shinobi axe, which is a giant freaking axe that comes out on you, like slam down with the loaded shuriken, and then there's the flame, I think it's called a flame barrel. It just shoots like a giant ball of fire out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But they have skill trees, one for the shinobi prosthetic, and then there's one for like your skills, instead of just leveling up different stats like health, strength, and vitality and whatnot. So that feels a lot different. The combat is a lot faster paced, and it's just so much quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like it, because sometimes with like especially Dark Souls 3, it's a pretty big game, so you're just running around and it's like kind of like you do some attacks or whatever.
Game too.
Oh yeah.
Took me a couple days to beat the first boss.
Yeah, But it's like you're running around. It's like the most action sometimes you'll get is like within a boss battle. It's not like it's really hectic and it's not like very fast paced. So for some people who didn't like for people who don't like Dark Souls because they say it's like too slow and like very slow paced, I would definitely recommend, you know, playing Sekiro at some point, whether you can play at like a friend's house or like a free demo or whatever.
Do you think I'd like it?
I think you would actually. Yeah. I will say that it is pretty difficult, but once you once you learn the mechanics for it and how the combat works and it flows, it's fantastic. I absolutely love it.
I think especially if you're saying that it's faster than Dark Souls was, like that was something I could never get the rhythm of Dark Souls because I like combat that's more fast paced. Kingdom Hearts combat's very fast paced. Yeah,
and you know I feel like the enemies, there are some enemies in like Dark Souls or like even Bloodborne that it's just kind of like there wasn't really any challenge to them. Some of them were challenging, but the enemies. I mean, there have been times where I've just died to like.
Stop trying to face the camera. I'm gonna stop caring and talk to you. This is a podcast first and foremost.
Yes. There are times where it's like we're fighting just like one enemy and they would actually just kill me. I mean, granted, I suck at these games, but it's also I feel like they've worked more on how the enemies work too. So it's not like you're just fighting like a paper bag. You're actually killing things and you actually have a fair fight, and I really think that adds to the combat overall too, just because instead of it just being you go through clear at a bunch of basic like, you know, enemies or whatever, and then you go and you have a bigger challenging enemy, then you go through clear at a bunch of those mini boss or like a boss. It's you're having like different combat scenarios that are all very fast paced and quick, and then from there it goes to then you'll have like a boss, and then they've also kind of reworked how the boss fights work as well, because in most of these games the bosses have like different phases, so it could be like 2 phases or 3 phases, and then you know like you damage them enough, they get to like half health, it gets to like a second phase, it gets to like a third health remaining, it could be like a third phase or whatever. In Sekiro, the way it works, and that's how you're supposed to.
No, I know.
Everybody I've seen it. They say not
expecting...
Sekiro, it's Sekiro.
I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting it as all.
Yes, I know. I caught you off guard. Blitzed you with that.
You pulled a sneaky on me.
I pulled a sneaky one on you. The way it works is like the enemy has a health bar, and they have like these 2 red rings above their their health bar, and what it is you have to kill them. You pretty much fight them twice. So the second phase is pretty much you're fighting them again, but they're kind of like back up to full health. So that does add more of like a challenge. But what you can do is like if you sneak up behind them, that's what's referred to as like a death blow. So it does kill them. So there are ways you can really like easily beat some of the fights where if you just sneak up behind them, get the sneak attack, it already knocks them out. So then you just have to fight them really once instead of fighting them twice and like having this massive thing.
So
it could be easier if you wanted it.
Could I go stealth mode then? Like, could I do a stealth playthrough where I just sneak up behind people and stab the shit out of them?
Oh, you can absolutely do that. They stealth, which is completely different for, you know, games to this, I guess, caliber, if you will, from software.
Have they had stealth as like a mechanic before?
No,
I don't really think. No, it's like if you're near that thing, you're gonna kill that thing.
Oh yeah, I mean you can sneak up behind enemies and do like backstabs or like visceral attacks or whatever. But stealth wasn't like a huge part in these games. With Sekiro, whatever.
Sekiro.
Yeah. Stealth is actually a huge...
How was that? Was that good?
It was good.
Sekiro?
Yeah, perfect. Right. Stealth is a huge key component of the game. So you can actually level up things to like increase your sneak, to make yourself less detected. When you do a sneak attack, you know, it can... you know, reduce, you know, noises or whatever. They added stealth as a huge part of this game, which is really interesting to me, to say the least. And it adds this the stealth part. There are some times where it's like you can run through stealthily and just kill a few guards and just sneak through. Sometimes you just have to throw stealth out the window, because what can happen is most, which is a From Software thing, is you'll be fighting one enemy, then out of nowhere 3 more come from behind you because you happen to back into a room where there's just a bunch of enemies, and then you just get blitzed. You're like, well, stealth is gone. So
I mean, maybe if you just had a bit more spatial awareness, that wouldn't happen.
Well, that's also difficult to do when you're fighting someone that's right in front of you.
I'm just saying, you have to remember
that's true.
That when you load into Exodus Black, You got to go down to get to the Glade of Echoes.
Now hold on. Wait a rootin' tootin' second.
So Sekiro sounds great.
It's really fun.
You got to stream it later again.
I will. Yeah.
We won't have any time today for you to do that because we're.
No. Yeah, we're here. Then we're going to
movie, and then.
Yeah.
So let's tease that out a bit. Let's not talk about what movie we're gonna go see. Cause I've got a thing I gotta do once we're done with D&D. I've got a hard cut off at 10 because I've got another thing to record.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we are doing D&D tonight.
Yes, that is. Yeah. So, Sekiro sounds great. I'm gonna watch
I'll
you play it.
Yeah, I'll definitely stream it. I don't know if I'll stream it on just my Twitch or I might even do it.
If you want to, do whatever you want.
I don't have the login for this.
I can give it to you. I'll send you a stream key.
All right, then we'll do that.
You know, you're not doing very well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's just like
I'll go in the hallway.
You have my phone number. You have my Discord. You have me on Facebook. There are so many ways you could ask me for a stream key, and you don't. You and Matt, both of you.
Whoa. The reason why I didn't ask you is mainly because for a while you were streaming Kingdom Hearts 3 on it, and then Matt was also.
Yeah, but that was like months ago. It's been like 2 months.
Yeah, okay.
When you started Sekiro, you didn't think, I'll have to check with Sean, see if he wants. No, you don't have to. It's not like I'm not like. How dare you stream on your own account? You know.
No, I was just like.
Just don't use not having the stream key as an excuse, is all.
I never said I didn't have it. I was just also saying I don't have the login, so I can't use it to very well do it.
This is over. Get in the hallway. I'll finish the show myself. So, what else? Well, actually, you know what? Let's talk about Destiny for a second, because that's something we've both been doing.
Yes.
You did something to me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I just have to say that I don't know if I can trust you anymore.
That's fine.
You lied to me.
I did not lie.
You said that you sided with the Vanguard when you were helping that drifty boy.
You literally answered your own question. You said, I bet what he's doing is playing like the long con.
I knew that what you were doing.
And yes, so then why were you so surprised?
It still hurt. I trusted you for like 10 seconds.
See, I figured you... Because you're a smart guy. I figured you would have figured that out right as soon as I told you. Because Josh immediately messaged me right after and was like, he's like, who did you really choose? I was like, you know who? He goes, oh, you didn't pick anyone, did you? I was like, no, you know who I chose. He goes, oh, Drifty Boy. And I was like, yes. He goes, oh.
I wanted to believe in you. I wanted to believe that when faced
with honestly,
the consequences, you would do the right thing.
What I'd seriously considered doing was just siding with the Vanguard and playing it all off like I was with the Drifter, and then just doing like, oh yeah, by the way, no.
Well, how do you feel about your choice like 2 weeks in? Have you done the second invitation yet?
I actually haven't played Destiny in a little bit, so I haven't actually done really like the first.
Did you do the first invitation?
I haven't done the first mission.
So you didn't get to see that cutscene?
I haven't seen any cutscenes. I haven't played Destiny in a while, so.
I thought you were playing a little bit with us this last couple days.
I have been, but I haven't done like any of the stuff for that. I've done like mainly like strikes and like nightfalls and stuff like that, and some Crucible here and there, but I haven't done.
Well, do you want me to tell you why you made the wrong choice?
No, because I want to figure it out on my own.
That you made the wrong choice. You want to realize that by yourself?
Sure, if that's what it comes to.
That's what it's going to come to. So I guess there's not much really to talk about with Destiny. I'm powering up. I think I'm like 670, 671.
Nice.
So I'm doing good. Yeah. Later, I'm going to have to maybe tomorrow I'm going to have to bug Josh into doing Tier 2 Reckoning with me.
That'll be fine, but just make sure he knows his way around the Reckoning.
Well, I know there's some things you got to learn about the Reckoning. What else have you been doing this week?
Not really
much else. Yeah. I mean, I've been watching some movies.
Yeah, I watched a lot of,
You've been watching a lot of Game of Thrones?
I have been, yes. I'm rewatching Game of Thrones. I am on I'm almost done with season 3, almost on to season 4. I've already watched it through once. I'm almost there, yeah. I might...
Little beheading.
Oof.
I don't know, does anybody actually get beheaded during the Red Wedding? I don't think so.
No, Robb Stark does, remember? Because then they...
Well, that's later. That's not like during the event.
During the actual event, no.
Yeah.
They all just die. They just
Spoilers
get stabbed.
For Game of Thrones, by the way.
Oh yeah. They all just get stabbed or like their throats slit, but nobody actually gets like physically decapitated. I don't think. I mean,
you get messed up though.
Well, yes.
Nobody comes out of that okay.
No one does. But no, yeah, I've just been rewatching it. That's just something I really wanted to do, just because it had been so long since I had seen everything. I was just like, I'll just rewatch season 7 and then I'll go from there. But I was like, you know what? No, I want to rewatch it all because there were things that I didn't really remember correctly from like previous seasons and whatnot. So I was like, I want to rewatch everything and just go from there. So that's what I've been doing. It's going great, and I've kind of like fallen back in love with the show again just because it's
such
awesome.
a good show.
It really is a great show, and that's yeah. And then we got
we'll talk more about Game of Thrones though next month.
We'll talk more about it. Then we'll probably cover.
Probably weekly if we
can do that. We want to? I know we got some notes here. Did we want to go ahead?
Let's
and throw
not
that
start
in?
with that just yet. Because
Okay.
I'm just a little bit longer. You gotta, we have a
I'm
lot of stuff to talk about. But
Just asking.
I've been watching some movies, and one of the movies I watched is on the wall behind you.
Black Panther.
I did not watch Black Panther again.
Avengers.
It was Avengers. I was hoping you were gonna go for Star Wars.
No.
I did see
honestly,
you right in front of the Last Jedi poster just to trigger you.
No, I don't have a problem with it.
Just saying. Have you watched Infinity War? This time I watched it with the director's commentary. Or not the director's commentary. It's the commentary. It's the directors Joe and Anthony Russo and also McFeely and Marcus and McFeely, who are the writers.
Okay.
Which Marcus and McFeely wrote Captain America: The First Avenger, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and they also wrote Endgame. So they're like some of the biggest writers at Marvel Entertainment. It was good. It was good to see it again. Nice. I still hurt inside at the end.
Yeah.
Especially when spoilers for the movie. When Vision and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
That's a sad scene. What are you looking confused about?
No, I was just pulling up because I wasn't sure. I didn't know him offhand. The
Kevin Tsujihara.
No, the run times for season 8 of Game of Thrones.
Oh, so you have them good because I didn't have them up.
No, I did, but this one looks different from the last.
Well, because last time it was reports. This is the official one, right?
I think so.
Probably because HBO did give out official times. We're gonna get there, but
no, yeah, I just wanted to have that pulled up, but that one just looks different from the last one.
Let's start. Let's get into the news. So the first big thing that happened this week was on Monday. WB CEO Kevin Tsujihara stepped down. Do you know what that was about? Do you know? Anything behind that?
No, I actually don't.
So I don't know what her name was, but there was an actress who was working with Kevin Tsujihara. She was exchanging favors for access to parts.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah, so you see where I'm getting at.
Yes.
This has been happening for a while. Set up with people like Brett Ratner, like Bryan Singer,
right?
Like the scumbags of Hollywood.
Right.
But out of I guess a sense of honor or whatever, he stepped down. They didn't have to fire him. That or he said he stepped down and they did fire him. I don't think he was going to stay.
So what I honestly feel like he probably did, to be honest, is he stepped down.
You think they probably fired him?
No, not as in he did it before they could do anything, and if with him stepping down, he still gets all of his like bonuses and shit, like commission and whatnot. So he's just like, "Oh, I'm stepping down," and came up with some like kind of BS reason, and then they were like, "Hey, what's this?" He goes, I don't know. I'm still collecting my money. Sorry.
What's interesting about this is WB is definitely not in a sound spot right now, I would say.
They've been in a bit of a rough patch for a while now.
Their two biggest franchises are, well, DC's doing better now.
Yeah.
But for a long time, DC was having some issues. Kevin Tsujihara seemed to come in, and DC started to do well under him. Yeah. And now he's gone. I don't want to think about what that could mean for...
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to keep my hopes, kind of high just because, with the success behind...
Should we talk about it?
Oh, we can.
We're talking about DC.
Yeah.
We were seeing a movie tonight.
Do we want to mention it? Sure.
Let's push it back. Let's push it back a little bit. We'll talk about it in a little bit.
Okay. No, I just want to say, with like DC, they,
my microphone's off. Keep going.
with
that might actually be a big problem. Hopefully not. Just keep talking.
Yeah. No, with DC, they, they're on a high right now. With the success behind Aquaman. And which is good. That has done really well. Then you got Wonder Woman. That's coming out soon. I think no, that's coming out a little bit later.
Wonder Woman is next June now.
Next June, okay.
It was November.
Right.
Sorry, I'm just listening to see if.
No, you're good. I just hope that they continue to do well, just because DC has the potential for like a lot of. They have really great stories and everything that they can push out there. I just don't want to see them like. It seems like every time they put out something, it's like, hey, this seems it'll be pretty interesting. It just dies.
Well, usually it seems like whenever they take a step forward, they end up taking a step back right after.
Yeah.
Now, when we look at it, Man of Steel was okay. I'm not a big Man of Steel fan. I disagree with Zack Snyder's take on Superman. I don't like it. Man of Steel was okay. We went into Batman versus Superman, which was garbage.
Yeah.
It's garbage. Your garbage kills for money. Then we had Suicide Squad. Not much of a step up at all.
I mean,
I kind of enjoyed Suicide Squad.
On paper, it's great. When you actually like the first time I saw it, I watched it. I was like, this movie wasn't half bad.
It was awful.
I got actually my mom got it on me for me on DVD. So then I watched it again, and after rewatching it, it's like I was just kind of like, yeah. I mean, it's a movie that I would kind of watch. The best way to describe it is like if it's like a rainy day or if it's like a snow day and you don't have really anything else better to do, watch Suicide Squad or watch Defenders.
Wow. Suicide Squad is getting a sequel too from James Gunn. That dropped while we were gone. James Gunn. That was kind of the saga of what was happening.
Yes.
Well, especially with something that we'll talk about later.
Yes.
That kind of I think that kickstarted another announcement from James Gunn that came out this week. Or actually last Friday. But so
yeah.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was good. Justice League was. I thought Justice League was fine, but it wasn't the best. Aquaman was really good.
Yeah, that movie was really, really good.
And I think we'll say it now. We're gonna see Shazam tonight.
Yep.
That
has been leading up to look like it's gonna be really good too. So I'm super excited for that.
If Shazam hits, I think that's really the first time we've had 2 good movies in a row from DC.
Oh yeah, and then if
Joker hits in October, that's the next one.
Yes.
Joker's in October, then June
is Wonder Woman.
Yes.
So I would like to see DC stay on this high note, keep going, doing really well, just because, I like DC. I mean, I'm more Marvel than I am DC personally, but I like DC. And I just feel really bad for them, just considering the fact that it's like most of the movies that have been coming out of DC, it's like they've just been very poorly done.
Yeah.
I mean, but then again, it's also like you can't blame the actors for everything, it's like, or the cast for it. You can't say like, oh, this is their fault. You also have to look at like the directors and like the writers and everything.
Oh yeah.
Because when you kind of look at it, it's like the actors are just really following what's on the script, and then they can also, I mean, granted, it's like they're not just reading it with like a funny voice or whatever.
But some directors are less lenient than others when it comes to changes.
Exactly.
And such. But that's what's going on with the WB CEO. We're not going to hit all these things in order because there's some things that are smaller.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and let's talk about Ezra Miller and Grant Morrison are going to write a Flash script.
Yes, so that's a little interesting just because
I've heard that it's him trying to keep his job.
Pretty much.
They don't want him. They don't want to keep him as the Flash, and he's trying to go, look, I'm going to write a really good, dark, gritty script with Grant Morrison, which Grant Morrison is a comic writer. He knows the Flash. Like, he's written Flash.
Right.
My issue is I don't want DC going back into this dark and gritty slump that they've been in the past. I think he's done.
Yeah.
I think he's going to write this script. They're going to go, thank you, no thank you. And I think Ezra Miller's not going to play the Flash.
Yeah, I mean, they've been, Ezra Miller Flash movie's going to be coming. It's going to be coming.
And then they wanted to make it bigger. They said it was going to be Flashpoint, which is a massive movie. I mean, when you think of the scale that Captain America Civil War was, that's the scale of a Flashpoint movie. Yeah. And Civil War was the third Cap movie,
Right.
And it was essentially a third Avengers.
Exactly. And it's like, I agree with you on that. I think really what it is just Ezra Miller really just trying to cling on and hold on to whatever he can and be like, look, it's fine. It's pretty much. I'm gonna write it. Pretty much what he's done is like, because I've had like writers or like they've had like directors or whatever, with every single one of them seems to be like backing out or stepping down or whatever. So I guess this is just finally like him maybe not wanting to throw the towel in quite yet, and he's kind of like,
trying to keep his job.
Exactly. He's just kind of like,
what?
I
love Ezra Miller. I think he's great in Fantastic Beasts. I thought he was fine as the Flash. I'm more of a Grant Gustin guy he's the guy on the TV show.
On the show, and I've heard he's great.
Job. He's amazing as Barry Allen. Ezra Miller doesn't really do it for me as Barry Allen. The directors of that movie right now, and they have they were just at C2E2, which is Chicago's big Comic-Con thing, and they said some things that they talked to some reporters, and the reporters were saying that they were going to publish articles about it later, but They were the writers, I believe, of Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh,
John Francis
okay.
Daly, I believe, wrote, and his partner wrote Spider-Man: Homecoming, and now they're directing this. I don't think anything's gonna come from it.
I don't either.
I think he's out of the role.
Yeah, I think, and I agree with you. I think it's just gonna be exactly that. He's gonna be like, all right, I've got the script. Here you go. They go, thanks, we appreciate it, but you're done. You know?
We're gonna. I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if we didn't see another Flash for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll probably be a while until we see a Flash.
I don't know if they recast him.
They might,
because the whole thing with the Batman movie we're getting, it is not Ben Affleck, but it also takes place in like the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, it's a
prequel,
pretty much.
So you can recast.
I mean, you could. I think
unless you go like super far in the future with Ezra Miller's character, you can't really recast that Flash in this universe because we've seen him.
Right.
I don't think they're gonna do Flash.
Right.
I think Let's talk about HBO.
Okay, so we're going kind of, I guess, back to what we were saying. So HBO, they did confirm the final runtimes for season 8 of Game of Thrones, which comes out next month on the 14th, right?
Yeah, it's when it premieres. Yeah. So I do not know these runtimes. I've heard them, but I do not know them.
So I've seen 2 different things.
What's the latest ones?
So let's see. When was this article written that I have pulled up here? Oh, this was Friday. So this was yesterday.
Okay, so let's...
So there are 6 episodes in season 8.
Yes.
The first episode 1 is 54 minutes.
Okay, it's establishing.
Episode 2 is 58. So those 2 are just about an hour.
About establishing
Episode 3 is an hour and 22 minutes.
And that's the Battle for Winterfell.
I'm pretty sure.
So we're spending pretty much an entire 90
And from what I've heard is that the same people who directed the episode of Battle of the Bastards are directing the episode for the Battle of Winterfell.
He's got chills.
Yeah. So then episode 4 is an hour and 18 minutes, and then episodes 5 and 6 are each an hour and 20 minutes long.
I think that's good.
I think that's pretty good because
that's almost an hour and a half for each of them. I mean, except for the first 2.
And I noticed what they did with like season 7 was because normally they had like 10 seasons per episode.
10 episodes per season.
Sorry. Mixed that up terribly. 10 episodes per season.
Yeah, 10 seasons per episode, yeah.
Yes. Yes. It's just one big episode every season.
Yeah. I mean,
you could do it realistically, but I think. And then, like, in season 7, I think they only had, like, 8 episodes.
7, it was 7.
It was 7? Yeah, so they've started to cut down the number of episodes, and I think that's good, just because then instead of, it gets... I think they'll do it in a timely fashion.
I don't think they need 10 episodes this
season.
No,
they don't.
Everybody's at the point that they need to be. I mean, they could have ended it with a movie, I think.
They could have.
To be completely honest. I'm glad that they didn't. Because that was the idea at first, was that they were going to do 1 or 2 movies, maybe 2 or 3, I think, actually. 2 or 3 movies to end the series, and they instead decided to do...
Yeah, I'm kind of glad they went with episodes instead. I don't think that would have... I don't think the movies...
They were going to do movies on HBO. Like, it wouldn't have been theatrical releases,
No. I think that it works better via the episodes.
I think so. We're cool with that. There's people that are upset about it. I'm not. I think
that's perfectly fine. I don't see any issue with that. I do wish the first
2 episodes were a little longer, to be honest.
Yeah, but I think... I think
establishing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just establishing. So
I think it's going to set up for the ending, and then we're just going to blow through those last 4. Yep. So we're going to skip the next thing on the list because that's a big topic.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a producer at a convention recently said they're doing Transformers 6, the sequel to last night, and they're also doing a Bumblebee sequel, Bumblebee 2.
Okay.
And they're going to add more Michael Bay-isms.
Okay.
To Bumblebee.
So just explosions?
Yeah. Apparently somebody said that they liked Bumblebee, but there wasn't enough action. And so now that one person is ruined it for everybody else.
Did they not watch the movie?
I thought the movie was fine. I thought I had enough action.
It was a good balance between the two. I guess they didn't watch the movie.
I guess one person said that. One person who really likes the Michael Bay movies.
Yeah. Maybe they were walking around the theater, and then maybe they were on Facebook on their phone, and then maybe they were playing Candy Crush.
You think they might have been shirtless at some point?
Different movie.
Different movie. Oh, different movie. You're right. I'm sorry. But maybe for this one, we'll get an amalgamation of both.
Maybe.
Amalgamation.
So
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Should we just explain that the shirtless?
No, I don't think so. I think it's better if we don't.
Well, because
there was a shirtless guy when we went to go see Captain Marvel.
Yes,
he was just kind of walking around. He was
watching ESPN highlights.
Yeah, he was watching ESPN highlights
really loudly. Okay, so moving on.
Toy Story 4 trailer. Did you watch that?
I did.
You did?
I watched parts of it. I didn't
It was fine. Honestly, I didn't feel the same magic I felt from 1, 2, and 3 from it. I watched Toy Story 1 again recently. It'll be fine. It kind of looks like a weird amalgamation. I think I got the word right that time. Amalgamation of like all last 3 movies, which is whatever. But
Keanu Reeves
he does have a part in it. Speaking of Keanu Reeves, let's just jump on. I know you want to talk about it. John Wick Chapter 3 had a new trailer. I haven't seen it. John Wheat.
I can't speak.
John Wheat. Jonathan Wheathans.
Yes. John Wick Chapter 3. I believe it's called John Wick
Parabellum. That's right.
It got its trailer.
What is that, second one? I think so.
That's the first one.
No, I thought we saw one earlier.
There was a little
like a teaser.
There was a teaser.
Okay.
But it's the first official trailer.
Okay, yeah.
From it. It looks pretty good. I'm excited for it. I've seen the first 2 movies and I really like them. It's
yeah.
Good. And the way they ended the second one totally set it up for a third film.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm super excited for it. I can't wait to see it.
I've heard it. I've heard the trailer. I haven't seen it. I've heard the audio.
Oh, really?
It sounds like a pretty good final chapter, from the audio at least.
It's a pretty interesting trailer. And
do you think it's the final chapter?
Probably. I don't think they need a 4th movie. If they make a 4th one.
There was a TV show in development at one point.
I remember hearing
about the Continental.
Yes. Why am I not being picked up in the audio?
Is your thing unplugged?
It's so plugged in. Because I just looked up on the second one. I'm not being picked up.
Is weird.
There
There we
you go.
go.
We're good.
Everything's
fine
maybe
now.
voice meter crashed for a minute.
It must have crapped out. Anyways, hopefully not too much important things.
No, I don't think they should make a 4th one. I think they should end it on 3. It'll be fine.
Spin-offs?
No.
You want the...
I don't want a spin-off. No,
you don't want a spin-off?
It doesn't need a spin-off.
Okay.
There are comics.
Are there?
Yeah, there are John Wick comics.
Is John Wick an original thing, or is it based off books?
I
think it's original, right?
I believe it is its own original thing.
I don't ever know what's original and what's not anymore.
So, Giovanni Valletta, Dynamite Entertainment, Greg Pak, the man behind the fan-favorite Planet Hulk storyline, is writing a new series after an announcement at the end of last year. Fans of John Wick have been...
Was that for the Continental TV show? When was that?
No, this is for the John Wick comic book.
Oh, okay.
So, I think John Wick is its own original thing, because if you look at this...
I think it is, too.
Yeah, if you look at this picture here, you can very clearly tell that's based off Keanu.
No, I knew it wasn't based off comics. I didn't know if there was a book beforehand.
No, it's its own original
thing,
and they're making comics based off
What's
of it.
based off books? The Bourne movies are based off books, aren't they?
Yes, I think they are.
There's another movie that The Witcher games are based off books.
Yes, the Witcher games are based off of books.
What else is based off books? Harry Potter?
Harry Potter, yes.
Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings.
Hobbit,
yes. Well, it's kind of in the same spectrum.
Yeah, but different book.
Well, they're different books, but it's all kind of
Same
almost
universe.
Same universe, yeah.
Hobbit.
A little bit. Just trying to think. I'm thinking off the top of my head. Gone with the Wind, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Gone with the Wind was a book, I think.
Taking it way back.
Call Me by Your Name, I think, was a book.
Well, yeah, I mean, Marvel, they're all comic books.
Yeah.
DC.
There's nothing original in Hollywood anymore.
Well, no, 50 Shades of Grey. Those movies are based off books.
All right, so moving simply along. The Stranger Things Season 3 trailer came out. I haven't seen it.
I've seen parts of it. I haven't watched
I've
anything.
seen Season 1, which is the only reason I'm talking about this right now. I have to watch Season 2 before I watch the trailer.
My sister, she actually watched, I think she was like, I don't know, she was like sick or something. She just binged.
Oh, it's a good show.
Stranger Things. She told me it's really good. And I've heard it's really good. I haven't watched it, but I know a bunch of people that have watched it, and they're like, oh, you should watch it. It's really great. I'm like, okay. Really great.
We're going to skip past this next thing because I want to talk about it in depth. We're going to skip past the next thing after that, the next thing after that. All right, He-Man. They're doing a He-Man movie.
Curse you, He-Man.
Noah Centineo is in talks to play.
That kid.
You know who I'm talking about?
He was in like every Netflix.
Yeah. I'm not too hot on it, but I mean, if the dude bulked up, I mean, maybe. I don't know if he's good in these movies. My only I've never seen him.
Stipulation is they have to have somebody who can perfectly replicate the Skeletor voice. If not, the movie's just gonna flop.
Yeah. So that's what Noah Centineo is playing He-Man. That's what we got. Or he's in talks. It's looking like he's gonna be.
I don't know.
I don't know.
If it comes out, I probably won't watch it.
I'll probably go see it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Bill
and Ted 3.
Yeah.
Did you see that announcement video?
I did. Yes.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, going back to Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted 3. That's coming out. That'll be pretty cool.
Have you seen the first two Bill and Teds? Because I haven't.
I actually haven't either.
No.
I've heard they're pretty good.
we're
movies.
young.
Yeah.
They came out before we were born.
Yeah.
Nothing existed before 1999.
Well, that's very debatable, but
I don't think anything existed before 1999.
there were plenty of movies that came out before 1999. And
name one good one.
Well, now I can't think of one off the top of my head.
The Empire Strikes Back, New Hope, Return of the Jedi.
Yes, okay.
Batman, Superman.
You know what? The Rambo movies, those came out in the 80s.
Rocky.
Most Arnold Schwarzenegger movies came out in the 80s or 90s. Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2 were in the 80s.
Bad Boys before the...
Bad Boys I think was 90s, if not early 2000s. Yeah, I can look it up.
Bad Boys.
Which Bad Boys 3 is coming out.
I know, Bad Boys for Life. I don't know why we're talking about that. Christopher Nolan's next movie got its cast. I actually need to look that up again.
1995 was when the first movie came out.
Okay. Let me just... Christopher Nolan's new movie comes out next year. There's been a bunch of reports about it. The cast right now, I'm looking at it. It's been described as North by Northwest meets Inception. Oh, no, that was dismissed.
I was going to say, I'm sorry, what?
Robert Pattinson is going to be in it.
Robert Pattinson, okay.
Which he's got a movie coming out this year I want to see.
Is that the space one?
Yeah.
That one actually looks pretty interesting.
Robert Pattinson's in it. John David Washington, which I'm very excited. Yes. He was in Black Klansman.
Yes.
Elizabeth Debicki. She was in Widows, I guess.
Okay.
She was also... Oh, she was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2?
Who'd she play?
Oh, you remember the lady in all gold?
Yes.
Her. I think that's her. So those three are the main, I guess, main leads that they've cast. John David Washington, Elizabeth, whatever her last name was, and Robert Pattinson. Cool. So, I mean, I've heard Robert Pattinson is good.
Right.
I don't personally know because I haven't seen any of his movies past Twilight. But I've heard that he's... I do, actually. I think I need to see the rest of his movies and see if he did actually get better.
I do have a picture I want to show you later for when we get down to something else.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen it. You probably have. If you haven't, cool. I can show you for the first time.
But yeah, so that's the casting news. John David Washington was fantastic in Black Klansman. So I'm excited about that. Cobra Kai Season 2. I didn't watch that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not being picked up again.
Okay, well,
That is really annoying.
That is really, yeah. I don't,
maybe voice meter's dying or something. I don't know.
Hopefully. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it from
now on. We're gonna have to stare it down.
Yeah, let me turn like this now. All right, camera gets my face now.
Exactly. So let us see. Karate Kid in 4K.
Yeah, apparently the Karate Kid is coming out in 4K. The original one.
I was going to say the original one or the Jaden Smith one?
The original one. Have you seen the Jaden Smith one?
I have, unfortunately.
Yeah, so have I. It has a good Fort Minor song in it, though.
It does.
10% courage, 20% skill,
the only
15%.
Fort Minor song.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the only one I know.
So that'll be cool. I'll
get it again. I haven't seen the Karate Kid movies.
The original one, I saw it a long time ago,
seen it
but
in
I
like
don't
10
really,
years.
I don't really remember it.
It's been a long time.
This next one, I don't know what that is.
What We Do in the Shadows is a mockumentary movie by Taika Waititi, the lad himself, and they're doing a TV show. It premieres, I believe, this week or next week. So just keep that on. I think it's on Showtime.
Okay.
Keep that on in your mind. Taika Waititi's a fantastic director. He did, as we know, Thor Ragnarok. He's directing an episode of The Mandalorian and leading into the next thing.
Yeah, speaking of Taika
Waititi will be voicing IG-88 in The Mandalorian.
And I was going to say,
is that the picture that you were?
Yes, Rotten Tomatoes. Jon Favreau, he shared a photo of Taika Waititi in a recording studio.
Well, we don't know that he's voicing
there's
IG-88.
There's a lot of heavy suspicions.
I think he is.
And like a lot of rumors pointing towards it. I wouldn't be surprised if he is. And if he is, that would be great.
I mean, he's definitely doing ADR, and the scene that he's doing ADR for is most definitely has IG-88 in it.
Yeah.
I guess it could be another IG droid. I choose to believe it's IG-88.
Yes. And that's what a lot of the...
Is he doing... Is that shot of IG-88 talking, or is he doing voiceover? Is his character talking and then they cut to IG-88?
Right.
And we're hearing the rest of his line.
Right.
I mean, that's more technical stuff.
Right.
But
Okay.
Point is, IG-88's a cool-looking character from Empire Strikes Back. We're gonna finally get to see him in action. He was in Clone Wars a bit, but he's gonna be our first real look at him in action.
Definitely be pretty exciting. So do we want to just roll into the next?
We got everything we're gonna hit going forward is gonna be big. So let's hit with let's do Once Upon a Time first. Let's clear out everything non-Marvel, and then we'll talk about Marvel for a bit.
Yeah. So Quentin Tarantino's 9th film.
Yes. He claims he's only doing one more after this, but we'll see.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It got its trailer the other day. It looks pretty interesting. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie. It's got quite a few people. Except no Samuel L. Jackson. So the movie.
No Samuel L. Jackson.
The movie's gonna
as far as we know.
Yeah, the movie's just gonna flop.
So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is centered around Leonardo DiCaprio's character, who is a actor on a famous Western show, and his stunt double is played by Brad Pitt, and it's about them trying to break into the movie business. And in the background, this takes place in the 1960s, I think, around 1969.
I believe that's when it's supposed to take place.
Yeah, 1969, Los Angeles. A television actor and his stunt double embark on an odyssey to make a name for themselves in the film industry. Featuring a large ensemble cast, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood weaves multiple storylines in a tribute to the final moments of Hollywood's golden age. And in the backdrop of that is a man named Charles Manson.
Yes.
So we don't know how much it's going to work into it. So I'm just going to run down this cast real quick. Leonardo DiCaprio plays Rick Dalton, who's an actor who starred in the Western television series Bounty Law from 1958 to 1963, and now he's trying to be in movies. Brad Pitt is Cliff Booth, which is Rick's stunt double. Margot Robbie plays Sharon Tate, who is famously was murdered by Charles Manson.
Yes.
Very famous actress. She was married to director Roman Polanski.
Yes.
And then she was murdered by Charles Manson. Al Pacino plays Rick Dalton, Leonardo DiCaprio's agent. Dakota Fanning plays a member of the Manson family.
Oh, boy.
Damian Lewis plays Steve McQueen.
Oh, nice.
Bruce Dern plays George Spann.
Okay.
Who I guess owns a ranch that gets used by... to film westerns. Emile Hirsch is in this.
Okay.
She plays Jay Sebring, or he plays Jay Sebring. Sorry, I was thinking of a different person.
Okay.
A Hollywood hairstylist in front of Sharon Tate. Scott McNairy plays a businessman, business Bob Gilbert, who's a fictional character.
Okay.
On Bounty Law. Luke Perry is in this, who tragically passed away.
Yes.
He finished filming his scenes, so he'll be in the movie. Tragically, he passed away, though. And
they'll probably do like a thing for him.
He plays an actor, Wayne Maunder. Now, Damon Harriman is playing Charles Manson.
Yes, and he's also playing Charles Manson in Mindhunter.
Yes, the David Fincher show. Austin Butler plays another member of the Manson family.
Okay.
Lena Dunham plays another member of the Manson family.
Yes.
Nicholas Hammond plays an actor-director. Spencer Garrett, Mike Moe, Timothy Oliphant. I'm trying to find other big names. Zoe Bell.
Okay.
Tim Roth, Kurt Russell, James Marsden.
Nice.
That's it. Okay. Harley Quinn Smith is also going to be in it. Harley Quinn Smith is the daughter of Kevin Smith.
Okay.
He named her after Harley Quinn.
Really? I wonder what gave it away.
But yeah, so that's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's my second most anticipated movie of the year behind Episode 9, Bite Me.
Didn't say anything.
Endgame's number 3.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty good. I like Tarantino films. One of my favorite movies of his has to be Pulp Fiction, without a doubt.
Of course.
I love that movie. It's fantastic. I'm
just a little worried about the Charles Manson stuff.
It's
fascinating.
And knowing
he's got to be careful with it because it's real.
That, and also knowing how gruesome some Tarantino films are.
Yeah.
That'll be a little awkward. But
I mean, not to be like
that guy,
but there's a shot of him in the trailer. He looked a lot like Charles Manson. Like it was a dead ringer.
Yeah, you have to.
It was a pretty.
You have to be careful with.
It was. I gotta almost applaud the costume makeup department and all that, because when you're adapting a real person, you got to make him look like the real person, and he looked like Charles Manson.
That's
at that time period. So on to more pleasant things, I guess. I don't know if we want to talk about that for much longer. I'm good on it. Star Wars.
Yes, I heard about this. The Star Wars films are during the Old Republic era. I heard about this briefly. I'm not, as you know, I'm not the big Star Wars guy. That's mainly like you and Matt.
Wish Matt had been here to talk about it. So Benioff and Weiss, the creators of the Game of Thrones television show.
I always thought
that was their first names.
Well, no, I didn't. Every time I'd hear it, I thought it was one person. I didn't
Benioff Weiss or something?
Yeah, I thought it was like Benny Hoffman. I thought it was Benny Hoffman Weiss.
Benny Hoffman Weiss.
But it's Benny Hoffman and Weiss, but people say it just kind of rolls off the tongue like that, to where I thought it was like, oh, it's just one person, or there's like one thing, but it's not.
I was just looking. It looked like it was lagging a bit, but it's fine. It's whatever. It doesn't matter.
But anyway, no, actually,
podcast.
Yes. I've heard some brief things about it, like I said, but looks interesting.
So the report was that they're going into production this fall. They're not. Look, if they were going into production this fall, that would mean that the art department's been working for months now on pre-production stuff, and we haven't heard at all about any of that.
They could just be being very secretive.
I doubt it. Okay. You hear when these kinds of things, when the art departments go into production, we'd have heard. We'd know if, especially with something like Star Wars, people would be talking about it if they were in the art department.
Right.
These guys are still working on Game of Thrones right now. They're getting it ready to go. There's no way it's ready to go for production this fall. That would mean they've had a script they've been sitting on. They would have been casting.
There's too many logistical things.
There's no way. We haven't heard any casting news. Now, if it comes out at Celebration in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whenever that is, Star Wars Celebration, and they say, we have the script done, here's the cast right here, right now, and art department's been working for the last year. Sure, it goes into production this fall. I don't think it does. I think...
Right.
Now, here's the interesting part. What was described as the potential storyline was the beginnings of the Sith and the Jedi.
Right.
Now, when an article publishes and says that the Star Wars films are going to be set during the Old Republic era, that makes people think of, like, not what was actually talked about. Right. So, Old Republic era is when the Jedi and the Sith have been around for a long time. They've already left and then warred again.
Right.
You know? So that's not what the report says we're getting. We're not getting Darth Revan from KOTOR. Okay. Nor do I want them to do Revan from KOTOR. If they're going to do KOTOR, they just need to adapt KOTOR. We're not going to get Darth Malgus. We're not going to get any of those characters. It's going to be new characters. Don't get your hopes up.
Oh. No, go ahead. I just wanted
to... Yeah, but it goes into production. Now, I had an interesting conversation with some people that I wanted to get your opinion on when it comes to all this stuff. And that was that. I was saying that I was a little bit worried about Benioff and Weiss and them being able to do movies over what they've done with Game of Thrones, seeing as Game of Thrones has had 7 years, or seven seasons.
Yeah.
70 hours of television around to establish these characters and things, and that's why we care about them. I'm not sure if they can do the same amount of thing, and if we're being generous here, about 12 hours. Like, that is a generous amount of time. That's 5 movies at 2.5 hours each.
Yeah.
Or 12.5 hours or something like that. I don't know if they can do it, but
well, we'll see. We'll have to see.
One thing I really wanted a more political thing, to be honest, from them, because of, in terms of the way that politics is handled on Game of Thrones, like the intrigue of it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I wanted from them. So I'm a little disappointed to hear that they're going to be going more into the mysticism side of Star Wars, because that's probably my least favorite part of Game of Thrones. Is the mysticism. I think they handle the politics stuff very well. The war between just normal people and the intrigue of that. I was really hoping that Rian Johnson's trilogy was going to be more about the Force than this, but if this is what we're getting, I'm not going to bite the hand that feeds me, let the horse gift in the mouth, or whatever, the gift horse, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Right. No, I got you.
That's all I really have to say about that.
Okay.
It's not. I don't think it's going into production in the fall though.
No, I think it'd be a little too sudden.
I think that's too soon.
So no, I just saw something.
Yeah,
I remembered something I wanted to talk about. Do you want me to go over it now, or do we? Because
let's do it before we talk about
So
Marvel.
did you see what Jared Leto posted on Instagram?
I did not. Did you see Joaquin Phoenix's picture of him as?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was from March 5th.
Oh, actually no. Then I think I did see it.
The Morbius thing where
Yeah.
he posted it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so that was because it's been a while.
That's shooting.
Yeah, so that was March 5th. So it said week 1 down, 11 more to go, and it was just a picture.
That's the next
Yes.
Venom-ish movie.
Yes.
It takes place in the same universe as Venom, which
Yes. Isn't he also? If
I
I'm not
didn't like
mistaken?
Venom.
Yes, we're not going to talk about Venom. So I just remembered that, and it's been so long since we've met. So, what are we going to now?
All right, let's get into Marvel. Let's start small, and then we'll do the
Sure.
big thing. Small. James Gunn is back for Guardians of the
Yes.
Galaxy 3.
So what I heard about that was that he's going to direct Suicide Squad first.
He's writing and directing it.
Yeah, writing and direct. He's going to
Yeah.
do Suicide Squad first, which is going to be called The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, it's supposed to be a
It's
reboot.
like a soft reboot. Margot Robbie is supposedly reprising her role as Harley Quinn.
Yes, because
which is fine.
Which I heard she also has a contract with Warner Brothers
Of course.
she can only play Harley Quinn for Warner Brothers projects. If somebody else from a different company wanted to come in and take it, she couldn't do it. And I don't know how many movies or how many projects or whatever she was like scheduled for or whatever, but
they're
pretty much
sign
it's
her
like
for a lot.
Yeah. But from what I heard is that he's gonna come back and then do Guardians of the Galaxy 3 after Suicide Squad. So now we really don't know when we're gonna get this movie.
So let's let me just let's look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe real quick.
Sure.
Let's take a pretty in-depth look at it. What's coming out this year?
So this year, Marvel.
We have
Endgame.
Endgame, April 27th or
Yes.
26th, which we're seeing it on the 25th. Don't forget.
I didn't forget.
I'm just trying to get the future movies.
You're good. I don't know of any other.
Homecoming comes out
Yes.
in July.
Yes.
And beyond that, they have films dated for May 1st next year, November 6th next year, February 12th, May 7th, and November 5th of 2021, February 18th, May 6th, and July 29th of 2022. So, Eternals is in production.
Yes.
Shang-Chi's in production. Black
Yes.
Widow is in production. There's a Doctor Strange sequel, a Black Panther sequel.
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah, they're all mixed in there.
Yeah. So, I think May 1st is probably going to be Eternals.
Probably.
I think that's a big event movie for them. They're going to want it to be May. November will be Black Widow.
Yes.
Then February 12th of 2021. I don't know what that could possibly be. May 7th, I don't know what that's going to be. November 5th, probably Doctor Strange 2, if I were to guess. I think February 18th, 2022 will most likely be Black Panther.
Okay.
May 6th, I think it's going to be Guardians 3. I think
Probably.
we're looking at Guardians 3
Probably.
in 2022.
Yeah.
Now, the question is that too long? In between, because 2017 is when the last one came out.
Well, I mean, at this point in time, it's been. I mean, kind of. I mean, I don't know, to be totally honest. I don't really. I think. I mean, it's been what, like 2 years since the last one?
It's been 2 years since the last one. It'll be what, like another 3 before we get it?
So that's 5 years in between.
Is that too long? And also, I mean,
I think that is a little too
does
long.
Marvel care about Guardians of the Galaxy anymore? At that point, like,
I think what they should still make the third one, because the pattern has been pretty much they're making the movies in threes.
Yeah.
3 Thor movies.
I mean, of course I want it. I'm just thinking by the time we get there,
it probably
are the Guardians going to be characters that we care about anymore? Because they're going to be introducing a bunch of new characters.
And that's the problem, is that if they release it too late, then it's like, then nobody's going to really care, because it's like, oh, the third Guardians movie?
And
okay.
Is this movie post-Endgame? Or is this movie like Guardians 2 was?
Yeah.
Guardians 2 is a direct sequel to 1. It didn't take place when it came out.
Yeah.
If this is a direct sequel to 2, does anybody care?
Probably not.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I love these movies. I wouldn't care if it was a direct sequel to 2.
No.
If it took place in between Volume 2 and Infinity War, I wouldn't care about it.
No.
I don't see... I think the only way they can do that is a new team.
Yeah, maybe.
Do Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 with a new team, new characters. I mean, if they could do it with the de-aging tech they have, you remember the old, like the cool team that they teased in 2 with like Sylvester Stallone.
Oh yeah.
And like I would love to see that. If it was a prequel to everything and it was that team,
that'd be cool.
Oh man, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I want that.
That would be cool. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Well, so yeah, do Fox Disney.
I mean, we've kind of covered it before.
Disney bought Fox.
Yeah, Disney. They went through. It's done.
Here's the thing that I just want to make sure that everybody's aware of. Actually, this is a public service announcement. I'm seeing
PSA.
on the web a lot. I'm seeing it's very frustrating what's happening at Disney and Fox right now. Fox 2000 just shut down, which is very sad for me. They created Love, Simon. They created a bunch of other movies that I can't name off the top of my head, but they got shut down. Yeah, look up Fox 2000. They got shut down, and they were the studio that would take chances, you know.
So, Fox. Oh, hold on. Well, I just googled Fox 2000 movies. Now, is this going to be?
Let me look up their the actual studio because it's like their indie studio.
Okay.
It's not an indie studio because that's more Searchlight, but Fox 2000.
Let's see. Hold on. Okay. I think I got it here. Let's see. There's The Hate You Give,
which was apparently very good. I still haven't seen it.
They have quite a few movies here, but yeah, there's like The Hate You Give, Love, Simon, Hidden Figures.
Which is very good.
Alvin and
Fight Club.
Alvin and the Chipmunks. Oh, Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters.
Oh, that's not a good one, but they did Fight Club.
Yeah, they did Fight Club. They did
Devil Wears Prada.
Poltergeist.
Fault in Our Stars.
Fault in Our Stars. Life of Pi. If I haven't said that already.
Thin Red Line.
Bridge
of Spy. I mean, yeah. Look, here's the thing. It's
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Aragon. Oof, that's a yikes.
I actually like that movie.
It's not as good
Marley
as the book,
and Me.
The book isn't very good to begin with.
Yes.
Paper Towns.
Yes. So they've done a lot of
The Book Thief. What'd they do?
Everyone's favorite movie.
What?
Dragon Ball Evolution.
It's a good movie. But yeah. The point is they've done a lot of smaller movies that not a lot of other studios would take chances on, and they're shut down. It's heartbreaking. Lots of people are losing their jobs.
Yeah.
Now the narrative I've been seeing on the internet that I really want to shut down right here and right now is I'm seeing a lot of people that are saying that Fox 2000 died so that Marvel could get the X-Men back. This Fox Disney deal has absolutely nothing to do with the Marvel characters. Disney bought Lucasfilm as a whole for $4 billion. Okay, they spent $70 on Fox. They're not gonna spend $70 billion to get the X-Men and the Fantastic Four.
No.
This deal was about their amusement parks. It was about the streaming service they're about to launch. They wanted all the franchises and all the IP that Fox held, not just the X-Men characters and the Fantastic Four characters. I would bet a lot of money that when they were talking about this, when all the studio heads were together, the heads of Pixar, the heads of Disney Animation, Disney Live Action, Marvel, Star Wars, everybody's together with Daddy Bob Iger. Bob Iger was saying we're buying Fox, and Kevin Feige probably went, oh, we're going to get the X-Men and Fantastic Four back? And they're like, is that something that's going to happen if we buy Fox? And he goes, yeah, that's what we're going to get. It's like, cool.
Yeah, when he's putting the Fox stone onto the Entertainment Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, he's like, look, there is so much more to this deal than it being about them buying a couple comic book characters.
And that's the thing, is that most people are just going to kind of just blindly look at it like, oh, we're now getting X-Men and...
Which that is the part that sucks, that there are some people that are only looking at it from that perspective.
Right. They don't have to they don't realize there's so much more logistically behind it, that it's not like they paid all this money just for those, because that would be ridiculous.
It's like...
They paid for more than just that.
It's heartbreaking what's going on over at Fox. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs, and it's probably going to affect movie quality, to be completely honest with you. Maybe not quality, but the types of movies we're going to get. I don't think Disney's going to make the same kind of movies that Fox would make. They've said that they're keeping the label so that they can do that.
Right.
But Alan Horn, who's a big executive over at Disney, is a big family man.
Yeah. And
I don't know if he would make the same kind of movies that they allowed to be made over at Fox.
Right.
So it's heartbreaking. It sucks. And the people that are out there that are saying, I don't care as long as I get X-Men and Fantastic Four back, I urge you to reconsider that line of thinking. But also don't go out there and think that we're losing these great movies because of these characters. Because that just creates a rift and animosity that does. Yeah, and there's no need to be there.
No, and that just would create a massive negative stigma that nobody. Yeah,
it doesn't. We don't need it. It
doesn't benefit anyone.
People fight enough. We don't need that. So
exactly.
That's my soapbox.
Okay.
I think we're out of notes, but we're only an hour and 10 minutes into this, so it's. I mean, that's a good time for a normal podcast, but we usually go longer when we're.
there's not really much.
I don't know what else there is to talk about, to be honest.
Yeah, to be told, I think we could pretty much kind of end it because there's not really much.
Let me go back through show notes from the last couple.
While you do that, I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of your way.
And let me break everything in your.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna take a 10-second break.
Should put the be right back thing up.
Yeah, I'm not going to. Last time, it didn't like the music.
Oh, it didn't. No, yeah, it died.
I should have muted this though. I'm just gonna let you through real quick. Sure. I'm gonna wrap it up. All right. You can get around that way now without Matt there. Okay, I didn't have to get up. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up. So once you take a seat, I've got our little spiel here written down, so I guess I'll go ahead. I'll wrap it up. Did you mute your mic or did it just break? Just broke. Cool. It was a good show, I think.
Yeah, no, it was good.
It was fun. There's nothing else you've got, right?
No, I think that just about does it for this week.
Yeah, so, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Twitter, follow AFK Allies, at AFK Allies. Follow me on Twitter. I'm at Sean_AFK. Podcast, AFKcast.podbean.com. I'll put the iTunes link in the description once we're done, and the Google Play link in the description. There hasn't been much up on there in the last couple weeks, but
we've been
I've been working on some stuff. So
yeah, we've been a little busy with some things. I've been considering possibly. I'm probably gonna live stream more Sekiro. I've been thinking about maybe.
Where are you gonna do that?
Oh, I'm gonna do that either on my Twitch or.
Well, what's your Twitch?
Oh, my Twitch is it's twitch.tv I think I always forget what the URL. It's twitch.tv/Zodiac_70. Zodiac is all lowercase. Or
if you're going to be streaming on our stream, it's twitch.tv/AFKAllies404. Check us out either place there.
Yes. I might have been considering maybe making a Sekiro game review, putting it up on our YouTube channel.
And if he doesn't stream Sekiro, I'm going to be streaming The Division 2 because
that did just come out. So yeah, we did.
We're going to be streaming something at some point.
So whether it's on my personal Twitch that I'm streaming something, or whether it's on the channel's Twitch, the
Twitch.tv/AFKAllies.
Yes, whether it's on whether it's on the AFK Allies Twitch channel, something's probably going to be there. I know, I'm playing Sekiro, he's playing Division 2 because both of those did just recently come out, so pretty exciting stuff there. Yeah. So
thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in this week.
We should hopefully be back next week, and when we come back next week, we're going to have a review of Shazam for you guys.
Yes, we will have a review of Shazam.
Tune in for Shazam talk.
We'll probably do no spoiler renos in those. We don't want to do
No, not until the movie comes out.
Yeah, until the movie actually
Once
comes
the movie's out, we'll talk about it
Yes.
in spoilers, which it comes out April 4th?
I think it does come out April 4th.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, I believe it does come out April 4th, yes.
April 5th, sorry.
April 5th. I mean, and there's a lot coming out in April, too.
Thursday, so it'll be showing April
a lot
5th.
coming out in April. Game of Thrones is the final season. Endgame, Shazam. There's just a lot coming out next month.
So, for the best of my abilities, I'm looking at my calendar. I would say that next week will most likely be the Shazam review.
Yes.
Non-spoilers and whatever other news pops up. The week after that, April 6th, as long as we're still here, hopefully we will be, that will be spoilers for Shazam.
Yes.
That'll be the day after it comes out. Week after that, sadly, we'll be missing Game of Thrones by a day. It's the 13th. So.
Well, yeah, we'll probably talk about the first episode.
Well, we won't be able to.
Oh, why is that?
Because it comes out the 14th.
Oh, right.
And we'll be here on the 13th. It doesn't matter.
We'll go in time. We'll go forward in time.
We will. We've got the time stone.
Yes.
Now there's no time at all. So, yeah. Look forward to that stuff.
Yes.
I think the 13th. It'll be the day before Game of Thrones season 8. We'll just talk about Game of Thrones for 2 hours.
Yeah. We'll do like an entire Game of Thrones
thing
stream to get hyped for it.
Yeah.
And then just talk, and then we'll watch it, and then probably the following week.
One thing at the end of April 27th, we will most definitely be here April 27th on that Saturday to give you guys 2 hours talking about Avengers Endgame.
Yes.
We are seeing that the 25th.
That'll
we'll be
exciting.
Here on the 27th talking about how Iron Man killed Thanos. Spoilers, or how Ant-Man killed Thanos, as we've been seeing on the internet recently. I'm not going to go into how he's going to do it, but just look up Ant-Man and
Squirrel
Thanos.
Girl.
Squirrel Girl beat Thanos in the comics, but we haven't seen her yet. Now, if Squirrel Girl shows up in Endgame, I was going to make a joke, but I'm not going to.
All right.
I'm going to do our outro again because we just talked again. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at Sean_AFK or the AFK Allies at AFK Allies Podcast.
I don't have a Twitter, so you can't follow me there.
Podcast, AFKcast.podbean.com. I'm going to put the link to iTunes and Google Play in the description at some point. Twitch.tv/AFK Allies 404 or Twitch.tv/
Zodiac _70.
Awesome. Cool. Great outro.
Yes.
See you guys next time.
See you guys next time.